right, we're live. Once again, we will try to figure out if Restream chat actually works how it's supposed to work. Oh, okay. Today Restream chat is in a loading loop forever. I just get a spinner that spins there forever. Oh, software development's impossible, guys. That's what we learn. Every day I find a new bug and I'm like, wow, man, software development's impossible. Nobody can do it. That's great though, right? Isn't that less pressure on me? Shouldn't I look at the positive side and be like, wow, man, if the I don't know how big of a company Restream is, of course, but it seems fairly well known to me. And if they can't figure out their live chat pop-up thing, do I right click? I right click refresh on it. Oh. Oh. Okay. I didn't think that you could right click it, but okay. All right, and there's a new event. So I think I click on the event, which is my stream, and I open its chat. And this is supposed to be the unified chat? Okay. We'll see. We'll see about that, I suppose. Cool. Kind of impressed. Kind of impressed. Here I was going on a monologue about how software is impossible. And it's like, oh, you just right click and refresh it. And I know, like, I probably shouldn't have had to right click and refresh it to begin with, realistically, but that's much more tolerable, man. Like, it's easy to say as someone who's making a web app, right? But honestly, if like 85% of the time, if I can fix your bug by just refreshing, um, I will forget about that bug. I'll be like, oh, yeah, okay, whatever. Okay, speaking of bugs, do I talk about this? Okay. So, I played Genshin Impact for the first time yesterday, I think. That's why there wasn't a stream, everyone. I was watching anime girls, and fighting with them. No, that's not the real reason. Um, Yesterday was just like really crappy. For some reason, I woke up really sore and tired. So I just like, crawled through the day. But Genshin Impact, which is, I mean, that company has made multiple MMOs. I think if I've read their store page correctly, and like even the fact that I know, crap, is Genshin Japanese or is it Chinese? Shit, I don't actually know. Do I put all Eastern countries in the same bucket for the sake of this example? I guess I do. I guess I'm doing that. Eastern game companies are notoriously bad at UI, and they have weird gaming conventions compared to Western ones. Like from a Western perspective, the Eastern ones are tropes are weird. So anyways, when I was trying to make an account, I got an error that said, oh yeah. So the first error, okay. First, when you like go to register a new account and you've like, you've downloaded and installed the 100 gigabytes of the game, right? Which is already just like atrocious, but sure, you do that and you install it and you boot up the game and there's more to install always, right? That's also fantastic game development right there. So yeah, you get into the game and it's like, hey, you need an account. You should register. I'm like, okay, I click the register button. I fill it out and it just fails. It says, what was the error? It was a networking error. It specifically said like the network is, what did it say? I forget. It was like English. It was like the network is unsafe or something like that. No, I have no idea what that means. But what it's doing, obviously, is just like loading a browser, like rendering a browser within the executable. So it's like, okay, I just go to your website and do the same. And what happened? Did the same thing happen on the website? I forget. I don't think it did. No, I think it worked when I went to the website. So there's like some networking issue with the embedded browser. Okay, fine. It was not easy to find the login page, by the way. They don't have it like at the top right or top anywhere of their page. So it's like, hey, register here. No, I had to like Google for the registration page, and then I found it. And then I just type in my normal name, and it's like a username, and it's like, no, you can't do that. That one, it didn't even say like a forbidden character or anything. It's like, God, I forget what it was. It wasn't even telling me there was like an unallowed character in there or something like that. It was just like mind blowing. And it wasn't because I used numbers either, which is also completely insane. So I have no idea. So yeah, that's two errors just trying to create an account. But then I create an account and it does work when I log in, and the rest of the game is like passably okay, technically speaking. There was like motion smoothing on your camera movements, which I thought was completely disgusting. There was also motion blur, which was also bad. But it's a mobile game, so like I don't understand mobile game development. Maybe they're trying to handle multiple use cases. It's kind of a miracle that a mobile game also works on PC, I guess. I mean, I feel like it shouldn't be hard to make a program work on two different machines, but there's a lot of different pieces of hardware for mobile. So, and I've never done it before, so I can't really comment on whether it's difficult or easy. But yeah, the game works passably well. I just thought it was amazing that the freaking login doesn't work. That's just so disappointing. But I guess it makes sense because that's the browser part, right? All the rest of the game works fine. It works on different mobile devices, all that shit, but frickin' the embedded browser is the part that breaks. Oh, that's awesome. God. Part of me is like actually really excited by the fact nobody knows how to do web development, because it's like, wow, I could be the one guy to figure it out. I could be the one guy that has a working website. Now, I know that's extremely unlikely, and I only think that my program works because I don't have any users, but still, one can dream. One can dream. Now, so anyways, let me tell you about what's been going on. I didn't actually want to switch to that screen. I want to switch to multiplayer. Check this out. I fixed my bug. It was literally a single line that needed to be changed to fix the bug that I had last time, where the the floating point numbers were getting mangled. Where are they? I believe they're in spectator display. Why do I have all these crap tabs open? Boop, boop, Boop. Yeah, right here. This is the line that I changed to make it go from not working to working. And you know what? I don't feel bad because this is not a bug that I spent a lot of time freaking out about. Okay? This was like, oh, it's got one more bug, it looks hard to fix, and I'm tired, so I'm not going to fix it. This wasn't here. You need to specify that it's little endian, and then it just works. And I knew that. I knew that because I encountered that same problem over here where I was like, I forget if I had to specify it while I was writing the data. If I search like comma true. Yeah, when I was writing the data, I had to specify that way, so yeah. Oh well. So anyways, it does work. And now I'm in a weird spot where I need to figure out where we go next. Because I could go a lot of different directions and I'm a little bit overwhelmed. Definitely a little bit overwhelmed. So yeah, let's recreate the working test real quick, and I'll see like what, if anything, jumps to mind as far as like something I want to do. Okay, do we have sound? We do have sound. Okay, so I autoplay, which connects to the server and sends it some pretend data, specifically 300 key downs and 300 key ups, exactly precisely at the right times to hit 300 notes. And then now that the server has received that data, we can be like spectate, and spectate is going to grab all that data from the server and play it back. Exactly as it should. And it's even getting the there's like a little animation where the receptors shrink a little bit on key down and they unshrink on key up. And that works because I deliberately programmed in a little bit of a delay for after they release the key. Or a delay before they release the key. And then once we hit 300 combo, it'll just completely stop. Because there's no more data. Now there's a crap load of problems for why this is not the finalized version. The internals of it are not quite right. Misses, for example, shouldn't happen immediately. They should sort of like wait for a signal from the server to decide whether they are real misses or not. Things like that. That still needs to be figured out. And I'd love to provide a bunch of other options for spectators as well, to like have a pull down menu and be able to like switch back and forth between which person they're spectating. And it'd be really cool if I could multiplex as well. You could spectate multiple people at the same time. That would be really dope. I have a notification in Discord. Ah, yes, one of my friends wants to do gaming tonight. However, I do not want to do gaming tonight. Do I want to do gaming tonight? I feel like I could game for like an hour. Hold on, let me check. Let me see if I should sign myself up for an impromptu gaming session. I responded. Plans have been made, or maybe they haven't been made, and I'll just play more Genshin Impact. Ha ha ha. Yes. Succumb to the weebness. Become a weeb like the rest of us. Yes. You will join us and you will like it. You will learn to enjoy it. So yeah, as I described, I have a lot of problems to try to solve here. Honestly, my biggest problem right now is more of like a design problem, because I still don't know like exactly precisely how I want the multiplayer to like look and how I want it to work. Um, okay. Well, let me think. Can I? Ah, there's a lot of complicated shit. Maybe I should. Maybe this is actually. See, most of the time when I'm developing new features, I don't actually have to write stuff down because they're like simple enough. This is like a really nuanced feature because the server information, there's actually a lot of like there's a lot of little bits of information that we need to get from the server on a regular basis, you know? Okay. So let's have a think. Let's have a think. Okay. Come over here to notes. My notes are like super disorganized, but okay. Let's put it down here. Okay. So there's going to be like a lobby. I would also like the spectator to have a sandwich menu. Multiplex might be a big ask. I've never actually tried to have multiple playing displays on screen at the same time. That could be a big ask. So a spectator can spectate a player, but also they should have like a control panel view. Yeah, ordering by score is like the most intuitive way to order it. Hmm. You know I'm thinking like the regular like player might like to sort of bring up this control panel view thing. Oh yeah, yeah. So if you're a spectator, you can click to spectate. And then if you get okay, here's a complicated little detail. If you get knocked out, you should be able to spectate, but that's sort of a different state than being a spectator, is it not? It's kind of a slightly nuanced different state. Hmm. So the pregame lobby is going to have a different sort of display for information, right? I think normally, yeah, I think ultimately we're going to have like. Yeah, we're going to have like. Um, list of song/difficulty options. How many Okay, that makes sense in my head. Basically, the user just wants to sign up and I mean, I could make it so that the user can actually see the usernames of the players that are signed up. Hmm. Do we do that? We might do that. That's like a slightly more difficult UI problem, I think. Displaying all the names of the people that are currently signed up. I think that's all you need. I think that's all you would want. And then you have some kind of mm-hmm. You know, there's a shortcut key for like quitting out a song. I should like make that really obvious, right? Like if I'm gonna demo this feature when it's done. I can't imagine that everyone's just gonna assume that, oh yeah, you hit escape and that'll quit, right? Like somebody could get really frustrated and confused if there's not like a button on screen or something to quit. Hmm. Let me think. I might want some kind of menu pop up. I don't know. Yeah, I could go with a menu pop up, or I could just put everything in like a sandwich menu at the top right. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Well, clicking is so slow, right? Okay, so that this is actually a legitimate design consideration. If right, think about people using this menu in like the heat of a moment. They're in a pitched battle for trying to qualify or whatever, and they want to get in one more retry. And they're just like fumbling for the mouse, right? That would suck. That would be really frustrating. Um, okay, so you want what do you want? Let me think. Let me think. So, if you wanted to go like the Trackmania route, you would you would just have a pop-up menu that shows everyone's current status. You could do that. Um, it doesn't totally work with my game because the game is actually really small and low resolution, so so I like need the whole screen for one thing. And then for another thing, in Trackmania, after you finish a round, you're like in this state where you're not racing and you're kind of just like zoomed out, and that doesn't totally make sense in a rhythm game. Like in a rhythm game, you have this song, and you kind of want to stop the song from playing if you've decided to like chill out for like a minute and wait for the round to complete. So you probably do just have a separate screen to go back to the lobby, right? Yeah. Okay, so what we have. Yeah, what we have is Yeah, and then what else? The playing display. That's a given, right? You have like notes and keys and crap. Some kind of like live leaderboard comparison thing. And what else? That's kind of it, I think. And this will let you this will let you quit the lobby. Or restart. And there should probably be like a forfeit or just like leave the competition button. um, like obviously, if you close the game, that will forfeit the competition. But you know, what if they, right? Like, what if they? So I'm trying to think from the what I want to enable the user to be able to do whatever they might want to do, right? So one thing that a user might want to do is they might want to go back to the lobby, and they might want to go back to the lobby because they've already submitted a good enough score, which is completely likely in especially in like the first round. But maybe they also want to quit to the lobby because, well, what if they want to become a spectator, right? What if they want to forfeit and then become a spectator? Huh. Well, I guess they kind of have to wait to be knocked out, I think. Hmm. Yeah, like during the first round, that's kind of iffy. Hmm. But how? Okay. Here's a complicated problem. During the first round, especially. Okay. That's actually a whole set of problems I hadn't considered. Yeah. Um. Damn, that makes this so much more complicated. If you want to spectate a player, and that player has the ability to quit or restart the song, that's complicated. That makes the spectator so much harder. But I have to solve that problem anyways. Oh my gosh. Oh. Um, Well, that's complicated as shit. Playing display. Okay, so back to like the regular player. Okay. So say they quit to the lobby. Say the regular player quits to the lobby. Can the regular player then go and spectate somebody? I feel like yes. Um, if it's the first round. No, I don't think I do that. No, because then there's the edge case of like if somebody like messes up their score and just like wants to like did not finish basically a song. Um, they should be allowed to like basically quit out, go to the lobby, and then go spectate somebody else, I guess, because they've just decided that they're gonna not finish. Yeah. So actually, always the quit to lobby screen for the player should basically be the same as a spectator. Basically, a player should be allowed to go to spectator mode whenever they want. Which is complicated because then how do I get to say I have to have some kind of flag that gets set at the start of the game and can't be changed that's like, oh yeah, this player from the beginning said they just wanted to be a spectator, and so we're not going to let them like pretend to play a song. And that, the client can also control the UI in hopefully a smart way too, but yeah. Oh my god, holy crap, there's so much to do. Oh, there's so much to do. Okay, and anyways, what was the other option? Okay, and then there's the mid-game lobby, which basically um, spectator. Okay, so this I'm actually gonna take this and put it here, kinda, right? Like, this is actually this. Okay, so the spectator, well, basically starts in the mid-game lobby. Okay. Um, okay. Option to spectate. But of course, competitors can't spectate spectators. Competitors can't spectate spectators. That wouldn't make any sense. Oh. Should the live list of players include a list of the spectators? Um. Maybe? Probably not. Like, what would be the purpose of that? Like, it could say the number of spectators. That could be a little bit interesting. But, like, why would you want to know the usernames of the spectators? It might be interesting to know the users of the spectators if they're like notable people, if you like recognize them, maybe. Yeah, for like transparency, I guess. Um, sure. Yeah, we could do that. Do we care about the latency of the spectators? Probably not. Um, but yeah, it feels like you'd want a named list of spectators. Maybe. Um, it's possible that an absurdly long list of spectators would be a disaster. Um, but that seems so unlikely, right? Like, how many spectators would you actually need there to like start causing performance issues? How many would you need there to be? Probably a crap load. Well, then again, like how many HTML elements are there before you start having performance issues? Probably not that many. Yeah, that could be really crappy. Hmm. Yeah, I'm thinking if like imagine each row in this like leaderboard in this like UI is like a div and then there's like four other divs in there and there's all this like styling and stuff going on in it. If you've got 1,000 spectators, there'd be like 4,000 HTML elements there. that could start to cause some performance issues for sure. Um, but that would only be in the rare case that there are actually 1,000 spectators. That seems so very unlikely. So very unlikely. It would not. It would almost certainly not cause a problem for the server. Um, the server is going to be okay, but the client can't just can't render 1,000 diffs. It probably can't, which is disappointing and sad, but it's probably true. Memory wise, I don't think it'd be a problem though, because like each person's name is maybe what, like 50 characters, so like 50 times 1,000, 50,000 bytes. That's 50 kilobytes. That's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. We can certainly have all those names be there. That shouldn't be an issue. Ah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Oh yeah. You know what? I still haven't implemented the like start be able to start spectating in the middle of a play. We haven't really gotten there yet either. That's definitely a technical issue we need to solve. The server needs to send like, hey, here's the current game time. Yeah. Setting the game time is actually not the hardest problem with that. It's it's the starting a song in the middle of the song at like any arbitrary point. That's actually the part that freaks me out. That's that I view as incredibly likely to break. That's totally gonna break. That is gonna break so much. Oh my god. Uh, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of work to do. I gave myself until like December. We're in August. Well, we're about to be in September. So September, October, November, and I said like December 9th or something. So we have like 3 whole months. 3 whole months. And let's say that's like 12 weeks. And so maybe like 4 hours per week if I'm being conservative. Okay, 12 weeks. Is this possible? Is this doable? I feel like 1 whole week is going to be devoted to this. 1 whole week for that. Um, the server is just really not developed enough for this stuff yet. The server needs so much work. Um, this is like 2 weeks. Just the UI for this. And then the server side, maybe another 2 weeks. Um, I do need to do server-side scoring, so let's call that another 2 weeks. This is being able to switch between players is actually not that huge of a deal. I don't feel like. Playing display already works. Restarting a song, I think, basically already works. This, like, give this 2 weeks maybe. This probably needs a week or maybe 2. I think I've got just enough time, basically. I think I have enough time to do this. I think it's doable, but it's gonna be hard. Yeah. Yeah, this is doable though. This is doable. The server code is so bad right now, though. I really need to make the server code not so awful. And another thing, I think one of the first things I want to do is like, have like, well, let me think for a second. I was about to write like have an ID to have like a fake client ID or something like that. Like definitely the spectator needs to be able to ask the question, hey, what are the players that I can spectate? Right? What are the players that are currently connected? And but I don't think the server needs to reclaim their used memory is the thing. Yeah, I don't think the server needs to reclaim their used memory. So basically I do need to be like flag a client, the server should flag a client as either a player or a spectator as a spectator at the start of match to indicate that they shouldn't, that they're not allowed to send key events. That's like a basic thing we need to be able to do. Because if they're like, hey, I'm player number whatever, if they're like, hey, I'm player number whatever, that would be a problem. Oh, right. And okay, this is a problem. Because right now on the server, I have just an array of all the clients. And on like connecting and disconnecting, I will I'll like remove people from the array and add them back and stuff like that. That's kind of a problem. Yeah, because there's like a client, so that list, that array of clients implies a client ID, but I don't necessarily want that client ID to be the same thing that spectators are like requesting data as, because it's beneficial for the server to not have to iterate through clients that are dead, clients that are like not clients, like disconnected people. Crap. Yeah. Huh. I mean, realistically, I could just let the array of clients have dead stuff in it. I could do that. What problem would that pose to me? Well, actually, one thing I should do is I should use a different server, use a different port number. That's one thing I should probably do. That'll let me get less BS traffic, for one thing. Less garbage traffic. Yeah, and I could do some crazy thing where I'm like, oh, I'll tell you, client, what server to use for the remainder of our communications. I could do that, but I don't really see a reason why to do that at the moment. Yeah. And at the moment, the only reason you would want to connect to my server is if you want to do multiplayer. So I could just let there be dead clients in the list of clients. That could work. Okay. For now, let's try just leaving disconnected clients alone. Probably Tombstone with -1 or something. Because surely just checking like, hey, is this value equal to -1? If so, carry on. Doing that would be like a negligible impact to performance. It's like nothing. Yeah, so if we tombstone disconnected clients, then otherwise I'd have to build this like map thing that maps client IDs to indices and indices to client IDs. I'd have to have this like double map thing. That whole like data structure, and I'd have to maintain it. I could just not, right? I could just not do that, and then maybe it's totally cool. It's probably not totally cool though. It's probably not totally cool because the clients will connect in an arbitrary order. Huh. If the clients can connect in an arbitrary order, I have to do gaming shortly. I have to do gaming shortly. And when I say an arbitrary order, I mean like we could have player, spectator, spectator, player, spectator, right? You have this like weird jumbled up list of stuff, and the spectator, they don't need like a data structure that's storing all of the like score and all the replay data, but the players do need that data structure. And that data structure is just going to be like rectangular. It's going to be an array of arrays, and I wouldn't. Would I put dummy values in that array? I could. I could put dummy values in that array. Um, yeah, yeah, I could do that. It would totally work, honestly. Because right now they're just they're pointers to memory blocks. Um, the memory isn't actually stored rectangularly. It's actually just like each array could just sort of be located randomly in memory. Um, so it's totally fine to have dummy values in there. Yeah, that could work. Honestly, that could totally work. Uh, yeah. And then like during like while we have like a second or two of waiting, the server would just like initialize the memory, which would not take 5 seconds, right? Obviously, would not take even like a half a second. But yeah, that could totally work. Sick. I like that. That avoids the double mapping problem. For some reason, that's like all I was thinking about the stream before starting the stream today was like, um, God, how am I gonna map client IDs to their memory and back and forth, right? But should be fine. Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna end the stream. I know I didn't really do any coding today, but I needed to do design. I just needed to happen, and I don't want to stream for longer than an hour today. So I think this is just where we're at. Sadly, if you came here looking for programming, you might leave disappointed. Is what you might be. I think this is pretty solid though. This is doable in 12 weeks, hopefully. We'll see. I mean, yeah, right. We'll see. 12 weeks is we'll say four streams. Each of those 12 weeks should be like 48 more streams. Holy crap. We're on stream 10, and by stream 50 it should be all done. Holy crap. That that doesn't sound quite right. I feel like I could work faster than that, but we'll see. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I plan on streaming tomorrow, hopefully, if I don't lose all motivation or have like a really shitty day. Yeah, so I hope to see you then. Until then, farewell.